Oh, good day, traders. This is Sihle Gamer from QuickTrade. Welcome to our technical analysis trading session. Hello, Katleho. How are you? Can you hear me? Oh, okay. Look at that. Send me WhatsApp. Good day, Katleho. Okay, Katleho, I don't actually know where to begin now. But I will give you the platform to present the issues that you have currently with your trading and your analysis. Okay, what do you want us to look at, Katleho? I just want to show you maybe a couple of things so that maybe next time when you're doing your own analysis on your own, you're able to arrive at the right solution without any issues. Okay, just waiting for the entry part. Okay, it's fine. We don't have a lot of attendees today. I think what we'll do support and resistance. How good are you at that? Understanding support and resistance. I think maybe that's what you need to look at. Combining that with what we looked at yesterday, I think you are going to be able to do very well going forward. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Are you okay with that? Are you okay with that, Kataro? Okay, that's fine. Okay, pick a stock. Give me any stock that you want us to have a look at. Any stock. We'll look at it now. Currency pair or share. Any share that you want us to look at. I don't want you to think that it's something that was prepared ahead of time. Give me any share that's why you give me such a boring stock, Katlego? That's always boring, eh? Okay, let's check it. Okay. Eh, and you're right, Katleho. You see, this thing is rising, eh? It's rising. Your analysis were spot on there. Okay. But I mean, this is encouraging. Thank you so much, Katleho. In fact, I think not the first one, but I mean, not a lot of people do what you did there. Go and apply what I teach them. They just want to receive without applying, without trying the strategy, which is very bad because I mean that way you'll never grow. Yeah, you can't grow. Okay, it's fine. Let's have a look at this one. Let's remove all the lines that we have here. Oh, did you make 600 on the same stock? That's all. Oh, nice. Okay, so I'm getting how much there? I'm getting a third, eh? Okay, let's remove these lines. Okay, Gato, this is your stock Sasol. Let's add our indicator, the SMA. Oh, okay. Let me check who this guy now. Tato, how's it, Tato? If I'm too fast for you, please stop me, Tato. I don't know if you finished our our session yesterday, Tato, but if you did, you should be in a position to understand what we are talking about here. Mm, Why am I not getting? Okay. First things first, monthly chart. Monthly chart here is saying we should buy Sasol. Monthly chart is saying, Katleho, am I allowed to ask Tato? Well, yeah, go ahead. It's fine. I don't have an issue. It's okay. If she's okay with it, I don't have anything against that. Okay, but I need you guys to focus now. Maybe you can leave that for the later part of the session. For now, let's just focus on this or on the task at hand. Okay, we are trading above the moving average on Sasol, the 10 simple moving average, which is good. If you check on your, if you look at your line chart, you can see that we have a triple top, a possible triple top formation here. You see here where I have my cursor on, where we have a black dot. This was back in April 2015. We made a 10 there. And again here, the 2 points aren't really exactly connecting, but I mean, I'm happy with the way that they look. They align very nicely for me. I like that. I'm just going to put my horizontal line at the top there. In 2016 May, we made a 10, very close to the same line that I have there, the horizontal line at the top. And this year it's May again, 2018 this time. The price is flirting with those levels around 481 using the monthly time frame. So we have this possible triple top formation. In my view, this is a this is some serious resistance that we have on Sasol around these levels here. Now let's put this back to our candlesticks. So this is where our horizontal is using candlesticks. Now let's move down maybe to a lower time frame, the weekly time frame. Let's see what the weekly time frame gives us. The weekly time frame. Okay, we're right there. Weekly time frame. Well, I mean, it's the same like the monthly. I cannot really put two. Let's just move this up a bit. Let's move it up here. On the weekly time frame, our resistance is at 485, and the stock is currently at 483. We spoke about this with Katleho early this morning. I said to her, I think we are very close to our resistance on Sasol. Our resistance is sitting around 490, 489. So around that area there, I think we're going to have some issues there. In my view, I think sellers are going to come back in and start pushing the price lower. And another thing, maybe if you are really interested on Sasol, you should also maybe keep an eye on keep an eye on on Brent crude to see what the price of Brent does maybe over the next couple of days. Let's move down to a lower time frame, the daily. Well, I mean, the daily time frame, we are above our moving average there. We are above our moving average, but let us try and get that resistance. Okay, we may have to draw another line here, but the daily line, I'm going to make it black. to show that it's a daily time frame. It's a daily time frame. So there is a tiny range there at the top. There's a tiny range there at the top. That range is between 485 and 490. If you get any confirmation that the price is about to turn around 485, 490, or get any daily close below 485, I think that would be an early warning to let you know that, oh, okay, Katlego, it's okay. Sorry about that. Okay, that would be an early warning to you that the price is about to reverse there. But I mean, let's keep an eye on that area on Sasol 485 and 490. That area is very, very, very important. That area is very important for 90, 485. That's where the price of Sasol could actually, I mean, reverse and start moving lower. So that is why when I said to you, Katlego, that it's very close to our resistance. So yeah, a couple of friends away from that resistance, maybe about $8 or $9. So next time you must keep an eye out for a close below the simple moving average on the daily. You can actually play this range because I mean every time since 2015, every time when it gets to 490, sellers come in and push the price of Sasol lower. So from these levels, maybe you may expect the price maybe to come back down to how much first? Let's check. Come down maybe to 430, 420. If those levels fail, maybe even 390. Come down maybe to 390 or 400. I think that's where the price is likely to come down to on Sasol. That is why I'm not really too happy about it. That is your resistance. The part that we're looking at here is your resistance, and your support here. I'll show you where your support is. Let's use the weekly to get that support at the bottom. Support is at the bottom where the price is likely to meet a lot of buy orders and stop declining and start reversing back up. Okay. That area at the bottom, which has been our support since 2013, that area is 360. Every time the price of Sasol comes down to 360, a lot of buyers come in and buy. So this is our support. If you are trading this range, it's 490, and the next support is around 360. I'm not disregarding support levels that are in the middle of the chart here. They are there, and they are there for a reason. They are very important also. So maybe if I can just highlight one, this first turning point here is your support. Is your support on this one. Yeah, it's your support on this one. It's around 450. So the first area of support from 490, if the price does really reverse like we are actually seeing from the chart here, you could expect the price maybe to come down to 450. If 450 is broken, well, I'm not going to count for 40. I'm looking at this next support area around 420, 423. That could be our next support on Sasol. I really think that Sasol is still stuck in that range. So be careful when you want to go into Sasol currently. Okay, are you happy with that, Katlego? Is there anything that you want to ask beyond what I've just tried to explain to you? If there is, please let me know, big guy. All good. Okay, let's go back to the lady. Tato, are you following? Do you have any issues? Is there anything that you'd like me to go back and explain? There's not a lot of people. I have all the time. We have until 1. If there's anything that you did not pick up from our yesterday's session, you are welcome to ask now, and I will go back and try and explain that and go back even maybe to the strategy that we use here to pick our stocks. Tato, are you there? It doesn't look like Tato is there. Katleho. Katleho, what's your next stock? Big guy, please give me another stock. Let's have a look at another stock. You want to have a look at SHP? Okay, let's look at SHP. SHP. Okay. Let's have a look at it. Let's go back to our canvas. Let's do 1 month. Okay, please analyze this one for me, Katleho, quickly. Please tell me what you see here. Please give me your analysis. This is the monthly. Oh, okay. Let's go back. Let's look at the components of this chart. Let's look at the price. Let's look at the SMA. Where is the SMA relative to the price? I don't believe that, Katlego. That is not true. Nothing changed here. Oh, well, I don't know, Katlego, but to me, you just did. Because I did not change anything. Okay, let's look at let's look at the moving average. The moving average is below the price and the price above the moving average. But for the past 3 months, I'm in March, April, May, the price has been coming down, and month to date we are down almost 5% on this one on Shoprite. So that is not a good sign. But I mean, when you draw your rising trend line, let us draw our rising trend line here. I need you guys to learn how to do this also, because I mean, the trend line is an important component also. This rising trend line is has been supporting the price since beginning of 2016. The price has been trading using this rising trend line. So it's possible that we could see the price maybe coming down here. Those people that have been following my webinars, they would tell you that I mean, it's at some point, at some point in the past, I did touch on the fact that I was expecting the price of Saso, maybe sorry, Shoprite, to come down to 230, 225 area. I was expecting the price to come down maybe to 225, 230 levels. When the price gets there, maybe that's when one should actually start maybe looking at initiating some longs, provided we get some good signal that suggests that we can actually jump in for a long. Okay, we have this. We are trading above the moving average, but I mean immediately when you see this, you must know that your daily is saying sell. You see, we have 2 months of 3 months. Well, I mean we are in the middle of the third month. Well, let's just call it 3 months. We have 3 months of underperformance on the price of Shoprite. So immediately when you see this underperformance, you must know that your daily time frame is saying sell. Your daily time frame is on a sell. So now we'll move on to the daily time frame. But before we do that, let's mark our our support levels using the monthly time frame here. Okay, we have that one there. We have this one here at the bottom. So this one suggests that it's actually 225, 220, but I say 230, 225. That's where our support is. That's our range where we expect the price to be contained or to be prevented from moving lower or to be supported. That is the area. Now let's go to our weekly chart. Check what the weekly chart is saying. Okay, our moving average is here. Let's just fix it a bit because I mean it's going to look a little bit different on this one. It's going to look a little bit different. Okay, the price is coming down towards our support around 225, 230. I'm happy with that. I don't have any issues. And look, we are trading below our moving average on the weekly. Okay, let me make it bigger. Look, on the weekly, we are below our moving average. Every time the price tried to go up towards the moving average, sellers came in and pushed the price lower. And week to date, we are down 2.5%. 2.5%, and the low for the week is 234. Okay, now let's try and get our support levels here using the weekly. Okay, we're going to keep these thick blue lines. We're going to have another line here marking this turning point here. Marking this turning point here on the weekly. We're going to mark that one black because it's from the weekly. We need to sort of like differentiate the two. Okay, there was also another turning point here. This turning point is our this turning point is our resistance currently because I mean the price is trading below that area. This point is our ceiling. Okay, that point is our ceiling. Okay. And let me draw another one here. We're going to end up having too many lines, but it's important that we draw them so that we don't miss out on any opportunity. Okay, all the black lines represent the weekly time frame, or I'm getting them off the weekly time frame. Okay, currently on the weekly, looks like we are trading between 240. Let's call it 247. I know that there is 246.58. Let's call it 247 and 236. We're trading between those two lines. We're trading between those two lines, 247 and 236. We are looking at that now. Let's change to our lower time frame, the daily. Let's see if we can get anything from the daily here. Let's make it 15 years. Okay. You see, every time the price goes up towards this 247, sellers come in and push the price lower. And around 236, there's a little bit of support. You can, I mean, we can look at this evidence by the show of these tails here. Every time it gets there, we get these tails and the price jumps higher. So that area is actually very important. So I'm looking at 237, 232. That's where the price is likely to meet maybe some buying interest from the market. That's where buyers could actually step in and push the price higher. But I mean, if this price fails 232, we get a close below 232, there's a good chance that we could see this price coming back down to 225. 225, 230, those are the levels. I think between this area here, 230 and 225, I think we have a huge number of people waiting to buy ShopRite. Around there, I think we're going to get a lot of buying interest from the market. We could see the price shooting up massively after hitting this area here. That area is 230 to 25. If it does happen that the price actually moves on to the next area of support. That area of support I'm looking at is 225, 220. If that does happen, I think there will be a lot of buying interest here again. I'm looking at 220, 225, 230, 225. Around these levels here, there's going to be a little bit of buying interest, which could push the price much higher of these levels here. So right now, I do not think that looking at a buy on ShopRite is a good idea. It's not a good idea at the moment. It's still under a little bit of pressure. As you can see, we are trading below our moving average. We're trading below that overhead resistance there at the top. Another thing that we can do here, we can try and draw a declining trend line. If the market is still trading below that declining trend line, chances of this market springing higher are are very slim in my view. They are very slim in my view. As long as we are still trading below this falling trend line. Would need to first maybe close above this trend line to confirm a break to the upside. That break could take us back to those 275, 280 levels on ShopRite. But for now, let's try and wait for 230, 225 around those levels. If we get a nice bounce, then we may go in and initiate some long positions on ShopRite. At the moment, I do not really see any reason that suggests that we should actually go in and take some long positions here on ShopRite. Okay, I want to try and fix this one to suit the daily time frame. I want to try and do that. Okay, that's our support there. Yeah, that's our support there. 225, 230. If it does come down, maybe between 225 and 220, yeah, there's still another opportunity. Okay, Katleho, are you okay with that? What's the other lady? Tato. Are you guys happy with that? Is there anything you don't understand? Do you see why we shouldn't buy ShopRite? I'm sure you do. It's very obvious. We are trading above the moving average on the monthly, but I mean, when you look at the past couple of months, 2-3 months, we've had some massive underperformance on ShopRite. So that resulted in the price trading below the daily moving average. So if the price is below the daily moving average and the monthly is saying buy, then we do not do anything. Okay, let me check what you've been sending here, Katleho. About a month ago at 246, I didn't know what I know now after attending analytical and technical analysis class. Would take a loss on it. Okay, what's the price? Sure, it depends. It depends how much you are losing. It also depends on the time horizon. If you are willing to hold on to this trade for a much longer period, I wouldn't suggest that you close it. because I mean, Shoprite is a very good stock. Every time when you go into a trade, you must know where you are going to take your profits, where you are going to take your loss, and admit defeat. In your case, you've just been hoping and not really having and not really knowing or having a decisive plan of action where you say that okay, here I've been defeated, I'm actually exiting this trade. You haven't okay, you bought 500, your swaps are heavy. hmm I understand what you mean. I think we are very close to the bottom. If you don't mind holding on to this maybe until it gets to 225, if it does get down to 225, I think around 225 that's where we could start seeing maybe people coming in and buying the stock. If you don't mind holding on until it gets there, you may hold and wait for the price to actually decline down to those levels. But I mean, if you are uncomfortable holding on to such a loose position and the thought of seeing the stock maybe dropping another how much 10-15 bucks, if that doesn't scare you, you can hold on. But I mean, if it does, you can just cut your losses and wait for the price to come down to 225. Around 225, I think that's where we're really going to see some showdown between the buyers and the sellers in this market. They are going to be fighting for that territory there. I expect to see a little bit of a tussle happening there. So I think around those levels, you could look to go in and take a long. Well, I mean, like I'm giving you a couple of options here. I'm saying that if you have an account that's big enough, that can actually take another 10 or 15 bucks knock, I mean, hang in there if you are comfortable with that. If you feel that your account won't be able to, I mean, stomach such, you're welcome to just cut your losses and move on, and wait for the price to come lower. Once the price is lower, you may jump in again and take a long on the same stock. But I mean, not in a way of sort of like revenge trading, because I mean, revenge trading is not a good thing when trading. But I think, well, I mean, Katleho, I don't know. You'll have to do your calculations. Do your calculations. Say, right now we are the last trade price is 236.62. Okay, say 225. Sorry, 236. 62 less 225. I think you get about 11 odd rands. 11 odd rands there. Yeah, or sorry, 11 odd, 11 rand and yeah, down there. Or if the price comes down to 220, it's going to be another 5, so it's about 16. So you multiply that by the number of units that you hold or the number of shares that you hold, and that should give you the loss, the amount that you are likely to lose should the price come down. I don't know. Do that make sense, Katleho? Yeah, that's what you need to do. If you see that your account won't be able to take that, you can maybe just go in and close it now. Because I mean, you see when you okay, this is the first sign that you got here around what is that price? That close was 244.85. That's when you're supposed to get out of your trade, and you had a follow through. This is a bearish reversal hammer, and you have a few here actually. It's one, two, three. Well, I mean, this tiny one also, the fourth one. So when it got here, there was a little bit of an indecision. But if today we close like this, there's a good chance that the price could actually drop lower to the levels that I've just mentioned. Okay, let's check if Tato is there. Tato, please give me a share, any share that or any business that you know which you think could be listed on the JSE. Could be Standard Bank, First Rand, Old Mutual, SPAR, Pick and Pay, Coronation Fund Managers, Peregrine Securities or Peregrine. Please give me any. We'll have a look at it. If you don't have anything, Katleho, you're allowed to carry on. If you have maybe a couple of stocks in your portfolio that you want us to check out to check out, please shoot. We'll have a look at them. Okay. Just suggested AMS. Let's have a look at AMS. Okay, we'll remove all these lines. I was looking at AMS earlier. Okay, we've just removed those lines on AMS. Okay. Okay, what's your analysis on AMS, Katleho? What's your analysis? What do you see on AMS? And you must remember that the bar has to finish, or the bar finishes on the last day of the month. It finishes on the last day of the month or on the last business day of the month. Intra-month crosses or mid-month crosses don't count. They don't count. Okay. Katlego, why are you saying it's below the trend line when it's above the trend line here? It's above the trend line on the May bar. Why are you saying it's below? No, the important thing is the close. If you check the close there, the close is 360. And the SMA value, if you check your top left corner, is 254.97 or 354, yes, 354.97. So which one is higher, the price or the SMA value? Which one is higher? Yes, the price is above the SMA, but there is something about that high or that price being above the SMA. This is May, and we haven't finished May yet. So that close above the SMA in my analysis does not count. That close above the SMA in my monthly analysis does not count because the month is not up yet. We are still in the middle of the month. Do you understand that part? Okay, let us not confuse that with the bar closing above or anything like that. I just want to make sure that we get that one right. Okay, now let's look at our resistance levels using the monthly chart. We have our our level here, we're going to mark it. We have another level here. We are also going to mark that one. That is 366. Okay, does it correspond with this one? Yeah, it does. It's a turning point. It does correspond. Okay. Okay, I can only find 3 on the monthly chart. Three turning points. Okay, we are still on the monthly. Okay, let's check. Since November 2018, we haven't closed above that area there, above the 367 on a monthly closing basis. Each time we try to go through that zone, sellers come in and push the price lower. We haven't. So this area is very important where we are on AMS. Actually, it's a range. That range is 350 and 367. Let's just put 350 and 367. You can buy around 350 and get rid of your stock around 367 according to the pattern that I see here. If we get a nice monthly close above the moving average, we should keep an eye on this and see if we get a follow through that should take us up to 393 on AMS. At the moment, I'm not really too sure whether that is going to pan out or not. But I mean, let's wait and see what happens next. Let's move on to a lower time frame. We're now going to check the weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame, I think you can see what happens around those, I mean, around the line in the middle, our horizontal, blue thick horizontal line in the middle there around 366, 367 area. The price went up there. It was last month, last week of the month. Sellers came in, pushed the price down. I tried again first week of May. Sellers came in, pushed the price down. It's trying this week again, second week, and it's not actually the second week, is it? The second week? Okay, this week the sellers are trying to they're trying to push the price lower from that 367, 366 area to our current levels of 360 where we are now, and that support around 351 350 is still intact. It looks very strong. It looks like there are good buy orders waiting around that area there. There is also another thing that's important to note here. That is your falling trend line. There is a falling trend line that I see here on the weekly time frame. Let me draw it. That is your falling trend line there. That is your falling trend line. This market has been trading below that falling trend line since November 2017. November 2017, and in April, the price managed to break above that. It went up to challenge that resistance. This was resistance. This 350 we're talking about. It went up, it challenged the 350. There were sellers waiting around 350. They pushed the price down. It came down to test the strength of our declining trend line support here. There were buyers waiting around 330, 333 area. They pushed the price back up again towards that 367 area. It came down, 367 again came down. So this 350, 352 support is actually quite strong in my view right now. So we want to see the price breaking above 367. 367, 367.50 on AMS, and the next target immediately after that should be I mean on a monthly closing basis we should target 393, 394. But I think it's possible that we will see 420 on this one going forward. If it does really push higher, it's possible that we could see 420. How long it will take, I have no idea. But I mean, when I look at this, I think we are going to get to 420 at some point. I know that happens with any other share. If there is some momentum behind it, it does actually move higher. Okay, so that 366 area is a problem. You can see the price came here. It hit this area. It closed below the moving average, started moving lower. Right now, we went up. We challenged that area. The sellers came in, pushed the price down. As long as the price is still above 351, 350, I think we're going to get more buyers coming in and pushing the price back up to 367. So there's a big tussle happening between these two lines here, 366, 367, and 351, 350. There is a lot of fighting happening here. The bulls are trying to fight so they can win and claim this area here. The sellers are there also trying to fend off for themselves here, pushing the price lower, pushing the bulls away. So we don't know what's going to happen. We'll see what happens maybe over the next couple of days. If buyers succeed, we're going to see the price breaking up and closing above 367 on a daily closing basis. When you see the close above 367 on a daily closing basis and no tails behind, full healthy volume, that could mean that the price has actually started moving higher towards that 394, 395 area that we mentioned earlier. But if the sellers win the battle, we could see the price breaking below 350, 351 area. And when that happens, we could actually see the price coming much lower, coming maybe back down to test the 330, 325 levels. At the moment, the picture I'm looking at does not show me, this market actually breaking below 350. There is some massive support around 350, 351. So that's all we have on AMS. I think AMS is looking good around 351, 350, but I mean there is that overhead resistance around 366, 367. We need to take it out for the bulls to win, and for the sellers to win, they need to break below 351, 350. Then we could see the price maybe declining a bit. Is that enough for you, Katlejo? Do you understand? Do you need more explanation on that? Are you happy? Are you not happy? I will do so. I will do so. Katlejo. Thank you very much. Well, I mean, this is all we have for today. We didn't have too many people in attendance. That was because of the hiccup that we had earlier with regards to the update. We had a bit of issues, but I mean, that was finally resolved, and most people had just lost patience and left. So let's meet again tomorrow. I hope that we're not gonna have any issues. If you guys have any issues, you can always email me, chle@quicktrade.co.za, and I'll have a look at your issues, your analysis, and we will work on it together. Guys, thank you so much. You were actually very interactive. You're welcome, Kateho.